When a Sigma male enters a room, the atmosphere shifts. It's not due to noise or hostility, but the subtle intensity he radiates. His presence brings an uneasiness, as typical social games cease to function around him. Charm, bravado, and prestige are ineffective, as he seems to play a different game altogether, one no one else understands. Sigma males don't follow the usual rules of dominance. They don't seek control. They simply refuse to be dominated. Their strength and self-assurance rival that of the alpha, but they don't crave approval or acknowledgement. This independence is often misperceived as defiance, and their quietness as a challenge. But for the Sigma, this behavior is simply their own code, not dictated by social norms. The most fascinating aspect? Sigma males often don't even realize the impact they have. While others may feel insulted when trying to place them in a hierarchy, the Sigma remains focused, free, and unflappable. This video reveals the why Sigma males inherently frighten others, offering insights into perception, power, and the fragility of social relationships. Let's dive in. Point 1. The silent intensity. The first reason Sigma males scare others is because of their silent intensity. In today's world, people equate loudness with confidence, but Sigma males flip that idea on its head. You don't need to dominate a conversation to make an impact. In fact, silence can be even more powerful than words. Psychology calls this the power of, and studies show that people often find quiet individuals more mysterious, and therefore more intriguing, or even intimidating. Sigma males thrive in this silence. While others are talking, you're observing. You're analyzing body language, tone, and energy. This level of awareness gives you a social edge. It's not that you're judging anyone, you're simply watching. And people aren't used to being watched without feedback. It unsettles them because they can't figure you out. This is what makes your presence so commanding. You don't demand attention, you it. People can feel that there's more going on beneath the surface, and that depth is both fascinating and unsettling. So never apologize for your stillness. It isn't emptiness, it's focus. In a noisy world, your calm is rare. And like still water, your depth hints at something powerful beneath. Point 2. The no need for validation aura. Validation is the unspoken currency of the social world. In a culture driven by likes, shares, praise, and social approval, most people constantly seek affirmation to feel relevant or successful. But Sigma males are different. They don't play that game. Instead of seeking external approval, Sigmas draw strength from within. They don't boast about their accomplishments or mold themselves to fit social expectations. This self-contained confidence creates a paradox. People are intrigued by it, yet often feel threatened. Why? Because it exposes their own dependence on external validation. Psychologically, this is tied to the concept of doing things because they align with personal values, not for applause. Research shows that those who operate from intrinsic motivation tend to be more resilient, focused, and fulfilled. Imagine walking into a high-profile event where everyone is trying to impress, and you arrive effortlessly casual, yet everyone still turns to look at you. That's Sigma energy. It's not arrogance, it's self-mastery. And when you stop needing approval, you become untouchable. That quiet detachment is what makes Sigmas powerful. They don't chase attention. They attract it. Not because they try, but because they're too focused on their purpose to care about being liked. Point 3. The mystery factor. Mystery is magnetic and undeniably intimidating. In a world where most people advertise their every move, thought, and intention, Sigma males stand apart. You don't overshare, you don't explain, you keep your goals close and your next moves even closer. And that calculated silence, it gets noticed. Psychologically, humans are wired to seek predictability. It's called our brain's desire to reduce uncertainty and make quick judgments. But Sigmas disrupt that process. Your unpredictability makes people uneasy, even anxious. Why? Because you can't control what you can't understand. This silent power gives you the upper hand. Sigmas operate with a communication style used by leaders and negotiators to maintain influence without revealing too much. You move in silence, plan in solitude, and strike only when necessary. That level of self-control is rare, and it commands respect. People may try to decode you, but your silence keeps them guessing. And in a world full of noise, mystery becomes your weapon. You don't owe the world explanations. In fact, your ability to stay quiet while everyone else scrambles to be heard is what sets you apart. Sometimes, silence really is the loudest statement of all. Point 4. They see through fakeness. Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to detect inauthenticity. They don't need to analyze someone for hours to see through a facade. It's instinctive. This is because Sigma males value authenticity above all else. They aren't interested in shallow interactions, fake smiles, or people who climb the social ladder just for personal gain. What truly attracts them is real conversations, real emotions, real people. This ability to sense pretension is rooted in the Sigma males. Being able to read subtle cues, body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions allows them to detect when someone is pretending to be something they're not. When someone tries to wear a mask or play a role, a Sigma male's gaze can pierce through it effortlessly, exposing the truth. It's like standing under a UV light at a crime scene. The fake things, the hidden motives, everything that's not genuine suddenly becomes obvious. And this is why authenticity is so important to a Sigma. Honesty becomes their armor, something they wear proudly. They won't dilute it just to make others comfortable. Being real is their strength, and those who try to fake it around them will quickly feel the pressure to either show their true selves or be exposed. Point 5. They don't compete, they dominate their own lane. Alpha males often thrive on competition. They seek validation through comparison, constantly measuring their success against others, driven by the desire to outdo those around them. But a Sigma male, he doesn't bother with that game. Instead, he creates his own. This concept of is rooted in self-sufficiency. Sigmas don't waste energy trying to one-up others. They focus on improving themselves. They measure progress based on personal growth, not external validation. This is why Sigmas can seem so unaffected by the competitive dynamics around them. While others hustle to prove their worth, Sigmas are too busy forging their own path. This creates a psychological, people who thrive on power games struggle to influence someone who doesn't even acknowledge the competition. You can't manipulate someone who doesn't play the game, and that unsettles those who need external validation to feel superior. Sigmas know that true success isn't about winning against others. It's about winning against the person you were yesterday. This internal focus fosters long-term growth and satisfaction, making the only competition truly meaningful, the one with your past self. By running your race, you leave others scrambling to catch up. Point 6. They expose others' insecurities. Here's a hard truth. Sigma males often trigger insecurity in others, not because they do anything wrong, but because they reflect qualities that many people lack: confidence, inner peace, and a strong sense of purpose. This can be unsettling for those who are still struggling to find these traits within themselves. It's common for people to project their insecurities onto Sigmas, labeling them as arrogant, antisocial, or even weird. But these labels aren't a reflection of the Sigma male. They're a reflection of the person doing the labeling. When someone feels threatened by another's self-assurance, they often try to diminish it to feel better about themselves. You don't have to dim your light just because others forgot their sunglasses. As a Sigma, you weren't born to blend in or shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You were born to stand out, to live on your own terms, and to challenge those around you to rise to a higher level. Your mere presence forces others to confront their own shortcomings, and that's exactly why they feel threatened. But the key is this: their insecurity is their problem, not yours. Keep shining. Point 7. They master emotional control. Sigma males are often described as stoic, and for good reason. Unlike many who wear their emotions on their sleeves, Sigmas have mastered the art of emotional self-regulation. They don't overreact to situations, lash out impulsively, or spiral into chaos when life throws a curveball. This level of control isn't just rare, it's psychologically, this is rooted in the ability to understand and manage one's emotions and the emotions of others. Emotional self-mastery allows Sigmas to remain calm and collected, even in the most high-pressure situations. In a world where people often react from their impulses, A Sigma stands out as a steady force. And when others see you as unshakable, they are less likely to manipulate you because they can't trigger your emotional responses. This self-control doesn't just benefit the Sigma, it commands respect. Emotional control is a form of. When you stay calm during a storm, whether in personal conflict, professional pressure, or any other challenge, people begin to see you as a beacon of stability. You become the lighthouse in the storm, something people are drawn to in times of uncertainty. The world doesn't need more reactors, more people caught up in the chaos. It needs leaders who can stay grounded, who inspire calm and resilience. A Sigma male doesn't just endure, he leads with quiet strength. Be that calm, and you become the anchor in a world of turbulence. Sigmas, remember this. You don't scare people because you're mean. You scare them because you're real. Because you live outside the matrix of approval, noise, and competition. Because you force people to confront their own masks. And that's unsettling. But never shrink, never dim, never apologize for being the one who walks differently. Because the world needs more leaders, not followers. More originals, not copies. Sigmas, if this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this ever-growing community of free thinkers, lone wolves, and silent disruptors. Apply these Sigma qualities to your life, not to scare others, but to inspire them, to remind the world that power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks in quietly and changes everything. Having said this,